We'll perform this operation or we'll try to understand it for the AND gate. Remember, AND gate gives two inputs. AND gate gives output 1 only if both the inputs are 1. Now we have taken 25 decimal. It is equivalent to 19 in hexadecimal and 31 in octal. Right? And it is equivalent to 00011 in binary. Similarly, y is equal to 36. It has its equivalent value. Right? And decimal notation 25 and 36. Answer will be 0. Why? This 25 is converted into this one. You can see performing AND here. 0 and 1, 0. 0 and 0, 0. 0 and 1, 0. First bit here. Start from rightmost in the binary. 0, 1 and 0, 0. 0 and 0, 0. 0 and 1, 0. 1 and 0, 0. 1 and 0, 0. You can see that in the binary representation of 25 and 36, there is no one in the same bit position, similar position for either 25 and 36. So it is 0 now when it is octal notation. In octal notation, x and y is equal to 24. How? What is to be done is in octal number, 3 at a time is to be taken and then bits are to be separated. Octal is 3 binary digits is equal to 1 octal. So accordingly conversion is to be done. So for 3 bits we have to take. Anything lesser than 80 we have to supply it. 1, 0, 0, 0. We have to take this way and we'll get 24 as the answer. Hex notation will get 14. Right? We'll see these outputs in the program. Next. OR operation, we said at least one of them. So with the same values taken, OR gives different answers, right? For decimal notation, x and y will 60, octal it will be 37, and hexa notation also 37. You can see the reason the answers are changing, response is changing depending upon the number system. Now we will run this program in the compiler and try to get the answer for us right here. So this is for bitwise operations. I have written here comment. This comment is actually pseudo code that I have written. This can be converted into flowchart or algorithm as per our choice, right? Then I have declared unsigned int as usual num1, num2, num3, and I have not done for character. Even character also it have to be unsigned. Then it will be working, right? Now printf calculations in hexadecimal. Input can be 0 through 9, AF or A to F. That means for hexadecimal operation, you can give 0 through 9 and A, B, C, D, E, F alphabets. These are numerical equivalents. They have some numerical value, right? Next, enter the value for num1 and I am taking, you can see the argument here, %x I am taking in hexadecimal, right? Next, num2 again hexadecimal, and the operation that I am performing is equal to num3 is equal to num1. This is about AND operation. First we will see AND operation, right? In the program I have given some values that can be given, but we'll not do that. We'll go with 25 and 36 only, right? First with decimal. First with hexadecimal. We are taking hexadecimal here, right? But the variables we have declared as unsigned int only, its meaning is taken whether it is hexadecimal or decimal or octal taken while we take the control string with the help of one. Now it is hexadecimal. Let me run this program. What I am doing is performing logical AND operation. We remember what answer we should get when 25 and 36 are given. Let me run this program now. So it's giving me, let me share this screen once again so that you will be able to see the output. This is the output screen. I'll increase it. It's showing me calculation hexadecimal. Input can be 0 to 9 or 0 to F and 0 or A to F. Uppercase or lowercase is no matter. So I'll give A for num1 is 25 and num2 is 36. What answer should I get with AND operation? I should get 0. Sorry. This is for OR operation. 24 is the answer. We can check it, right? Let me close the window again. Come back to program. Again, right? Num3 is equal to num1 and num2 %x. In hexadecimal, it was 24. Please remember, in hexadecimal, it was 24. Now, I'll perform the same operation with by changing this %x to %octal for O. O for octal. For O. It doesn't matter whether it is lowercase or uppercase, but we'll go with the convention of uppercase. Where all should I make changes? Scanf and printf statements. Okay. So again, num1 and num2, nothing is changed. Only changes I have made is hexadecimal becoming decimal. Does the answer change now? We'll give the same outputs, same inputs. Again, I'll compile now. Again, I will share the screen. Let me share the screen for you. Let me go with it. Maximize the screen. You get, I'll give 25 and what answer should I get? 24 again. We saw it, right? But this 24 is different from hexadecimal 24. Let me close this window. If I don't close this window, I don't get output for the next bit of program. Now, I'll repeat the exercise with decimal. Lastly, decimal. What all the changes should I make in the scanf and printf statements? For decimal, what should I give? D or I. D or I can give. Let me give I here, right? Now let me run the program. Now the program is running for decimal again. Sharing the screen. I am giving 25 again. 36 again. Answer is 26, 24. Let us check. Okay. Run again. Share the screen. We have got 0 as the answer. %I represents either hexadecimal or octal or decimal integer. %D specifically decimal. I am telling here I wanted decimal. So %D gives me 0. You can see the 0 here, right? So this is how it works. Now we'll make these changes. We'll make changes to this program with OR gate now. XOR, you will perform and you will do and you will learn, right? Again, I'll start with %D now. Instead of AND operation, I will give OR operation. What is the symbol for OR? Pipe. Where is this pipe on the keyboard? Just above enter key, right? Now the only change I make. So I should get 61 as the answer. Fine. Let me share the screen again for showing the output. You can see that the answer is 61 here. So it is working for R also. Let me close the window again. Come back to our program window. Now what I do? I will change it to octal now. O for octal. Where all I have to make change? This is the beauty of writing program. Only minor modifications are enough. Please don't get confused between O and 0. 0 is different, O is different, right? Now I'm running this program. I should get some other answer, right? Again, let me share the screen here. Maximize it. 25 and 36. What answer I got? 37. As I have seen the table that we have created there. 37 is the answer. So it is correct. And lastly, we'll go with hexadecimal and see our output once again. X is for hexadecimal. Is it lowercase or uppercase? Either of them. But as a convention, we'll make a practice of using lowercase only. 25 and 36 again. 37 I have got. Let me share the screen once again. Lastly. Increase the screen size. You can see 37 here. Again, this 37 is different from octal 37. Its value is different because number system is different. It is something like this. Indian rupees is different from American dollars, right? It's that way. Okay, so this is what we have learned here. To synopsis, shall we do it for XR also? Let us do it. It will be comfortable for us, right? Again, here only one operation. XR symbol is caret symbol, right? The cap symbol. This cap symbol is available on the keyboard at numerical value 6 above between T and Y alphabets. Now I am starting with hexadecimal again. XR operation. Remember, XR operation gives output only if one of the inputs is 1, the other is 0. Again, I'll give same 25 and 36 only. Share the screen. Increase the screen. 25 and 36. We got 13 as the answer, right? It is working. Close the window. Come back to our program. Like that. So it's one and the same. Remaining two operations also one and the same. So we'll continue with our presentation now. Shift operations. As we said, shift operations perform with the two operands, right? First is an integer data type to be shifted. Second is the unsigned integer that indicates number of bits to be shifted. Suppose I want 2 bits, then this is unsigned number. It cannot be negative, right? And then if it is 6 bits shifting, it can be done left or right. Number to be shifted. I am taking an example here. Number to be shifted is 556 hexadecimal, and 5, you can see I have represented in terms of bytes here, right? 6 come from right side. Last 4 digits are for 6. 0, 1, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, 1 is for 5. Again 0, 1, 0, 1 is for 5. And this is for 0. What does it mean? I have 2 bytes here. 4 bits, 4 bits, 4 bits, 4 zeros added, 4 bits. So up to 8 bits. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 is 1 byte. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0 is another byte. Now this is to be shifted. Now let us understand. Number of bits to be shifted is 2. First I will take left shift, right shift, right? Each shift in rotation we will handle. We'll try to understand it. So I have a table here for operations, right? Left shift is, this is how we write 556. Left shifted by 2. You can see 2 less than symbols indicates shift operation, not 1 less than. 1 less than is relational operator, less than. 2 less than operators will be shift operation. If it is towards left, that is the mouth of the grids, less than symbol is towards right, less than symbol is towards left, it is shifting to be done to the left, that is right to left is to be done. On the other hand, if it is the other way around, that is the mouth of the symbol is towards left symbol, it will be right shifting. Now, since I have to shift by 2 bits, you can see here position of the bits to be lost, underlined and put in bold. This will be lost and 2 zeros will be 2 bits in the extreme left are to be gone, 2 zeros in the extreme right to be inserted. So what happens? These two will push away and 2 more zeros will come. And what is the change in number is? These 2 zeros are not these 2 zeros, please, right? So this is how it is coming, right? These two have gone, it should be 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. I have represented these numbers simply, right, for not confusion purposes. Actually, number starts from here, 0, 1. Similarly, if it is right shift, the symbol is 2 greater than symbol. Now, what is shifted? The number will shift from right. That means the rightmost bit will go out and from leftmost position, a bit is inserted, right? 2 bits to the extreme right, 2 bits will be added to the left. So these two are added, the other two are lost. You can see here, I have not replicated these 2 zeros here, right? This is how it happens. 2 zeros are inserted and this is what. This should have gone and 1 0 should be the answer. Again, I have represented in normal text. The point here is this is inserted and 2 will go, right? It's that. Now, we'll do the program again, shifting operations and see the output and conclude this session. New program, empty file. So, first one is demonstration of logical shift operations and close the comment line. Never leave it open, right? In C, see, the color has not changed it. After compiling only, it will change, right? E has two shift operations left shift and right shift. Now include, I have to include the library hash include std. Next int main, and then curly brace starts int x, or our popular name num1, and then another variable num2 which will store the result, and then is another variable. How many shifts we'll take from keyboard and see the answer, right? Printf, taking the inputs, printf enter the number to be shifted. Do not forget semicolon. What should we do now? Here what we'll do is, since shift has to be shifting has to be unsigned integer, we will declare it as unsigned, so that even if the user gives by mistake negative integer, it will not take. So that cleverness should be with the programmer. Scanf, what should I give? Since it is integer, the control string is in double quotes %d, after double quotes, comma, I have to give address semicolon. Then I'll copy these two to take the number of shifts user wants. Control C, and then Control V, but I will include a new line so that the output is not clumsy, printing on the same line as the earlier one. Enter the number of shifts. How many shifts? First we are asking what is the number to be shifted, right? Now since it is unsigned integer, I have to use U for unsigned, no capital, only lowercase. This I will store in num2. Now input taking is over. What I will do is num3 is equal to num1 left shifted by 2 positions, or num2 positions semicolon. Lastly, I will take printf. What is that I will take? Output on a new line once again. I have left shifted it, right? Left shifted value of num1. Remember, we have left shifted num1, but we have stored the answer in num3, right? Num3 is also integer type, right? Num2 is also integer type. Num1, num2, sorry, this should be shift. Shifting, we are taking the variable shift, not num2. Both in printf and scanf, right? And now shifting also should take with shift number of variables. So I have taken num1 shifted by number of variables. Num1 value is taken from the keyboard. Shift is also taken from the keyboard. Printf is, I have to give the control string %d. Then where is this value? Num3. Return 0 on successful completion. So is that all? Once again, stdio.h main semicolon should not be there with main. Int num1, num2, unsigned into shift. Printf, enter the value to be shifted. Num1, enter the number of shifts required. It is stored in shift unsigned. Num1 left shifted by 2. Okay. Looks to be fine. We will run it now. First we have to save it. So what I'll write is log underscore shft dot c. Fine. Num3 is not declared. It should be num2. How can I tell that? I am seeing the error message here, right? Let us compile it once again. Again, printf num3, same mistake. Num2. We'll run the program now. Everything is fine. No errors in the lower window. Again, I will share the output screen. Maximize it. If I give 20 as the value, what should be the output? When I left shift by 2 positions. By shifting left, will the value of the number be increased or decreased? For example, let us take decimal number system in our life, right? 100 rupees are there with us. 100 rupees is with you, right? Shift left by 1 position. What does it mean? You are inserting 0 from right side and 1 is going to the next position side, higher position side. Now what has it become? 100 has become 100 followed by 1000. That means left shifting is equivalent to multiplying by 10 in decimal number system. In binary number system, since the radix is 2, it is equivalent to multiplying by 2 or doubling it, right? Multiplying by 10 is 1 position. Multiplying by 2 in binary is by 1 position, or decimal point of view, the number gets doubled because it is 2. Similarly, when I right shift, we have 100 rupees, right shifted, the 0 will go away. It is equivalent to dividing by 10. So, multiplication and division can be done by using bitwise operator also. You don't need arithmetic operators. I mean, arithmetic operators take more time. Bitwise operators are much faster. So, when you want to write efficient program, you go the bitwise operator level and it takes much lesser time to run the program than arithmetic operations, right? That's the advantage. Now I'll give 20 as the value. I am left shifting by 2 position. First shift, it will be into 2. Second shift again into 2. Right? Enter the shifts required. 2. I will give 2. And the answer is 80. You can see 80 here. So 20 into first shift by 1 position. 20 into 2, 40. Second position, 40 into 2, second 40, second shift. 40 into 2, 80. 80 is the answer. Is it clear? Let me repeat. In decimal number system, shifting by left means into 10. In schooling, you are taught some number into 10, you need not multiply actually, just reproduce the number with the 0 in the least significant bit position, one position increase. Same thing here. When you are multiplying by 2 in computer, just shift left, that is double the number, that will be the answer that will be stored. Since shifting is by 2 here, we have 20 input given, 20 as the input given, 20 into 2 is 40, 40 into 2 is 80, right? Let's see this with the right shift now. Now, what should be happening with the right shift? When we right shift in decimal number system, when we right shift, what is happening? 10 divided by, something is divided by 10. So here, half, the number becomes half here. Let us go to the program, make modifications and see it. Only change I have to make is again run the program, sharing the window. Again, I'll give 20 and shift, I'll give 1 only. So 20 divided by 2, answer should be 10. Fine. It has worked. 10 is here, right? So this is how the logical operations are performed. Now, to conclude for this session, what we have learned is assignment operator, comma operator. In the bitwise operators, we have learned about logical complement operator, logical AND operator, and logical OR operator, right? And then shift operators also we have learned. Shift operation means left shift means it is shifted double, number gets doubled numerically. Right shift means number gets halved numerically. And the shift operation takes two operands. One is the number to be shifted. Second one, the number of shifts. Number of shifts has to be only positive integer. It cannot be negative. That's why in the program we have written unsigned int for shift purposes, right? So this is what about the operators. There is one more operator, the AND operator, the tertiary operator. We'll talk about that and then go to printf, scanf, input and output statements in the next session.